Let's examine the claim that the early church fathers said they only follow the Bible. Short answer, no. There's no evidence they held a sola scriptura position. They consistently pair scripture with apostolic tradition and church authority, which contradicts a Protestant Bible-only apologetic. Irenaeus, around AD 180 in Against Heresies, Book 3, Chapter 3, says true doctrine comes through apostolic succession in the church, not scripture alone. He writes, "We have learned from none others the plan of our salvation than from those through whom the gospel has come down to us, preserved in the church." Scripture, like 2 Timothy 3:16, is authoritative, but within the church's tradition, as in 2 Thessalonians 2:15, stand firm and hold to the traditions which you were taught, whether by word of mouth or by letter. Tertullian, around AD 200, in Prescription Against Heretics, argues that heretics misuse scripture because they lack the church's tradition. If you are not in the church, how can you have the scriptures? He insists on the rule of faith handed down by the apostles, not a solo reading of the Bible. Ignatius of Antioch, around AD 110, in his letter to the Smyrnians, chapter 8, writes, "Wherever the bishop appears, there let the people be. It is not permissible to do anything without the bishop." Scripture is vital, but its interpretation is tied to church authority, not individual claims. Clement of Alexandria, around AD 200, in Stramata, calls the church the pillar and ground of the truth, echoing 1 Timothy 3:15, and emphasizes ecclesiastical tradition as the context for Scripture, not a Bible-only approach. Now about cherry-picked lines. Protestants might cite Tertullian's "Scripture is sufficient for doctrine" from On the Soul, chapter 2, or Irenaeus's "Scriptures are perfect" from Against Heresies, Book 2, chapter 28. But in context, both immediately tie Scripture to church tradition and apostolic succession in the same works. Tertullian even condemns those who twist Scripture without the church's guidance. That isn't sola scriptura. It's scripture within tradition aligned with Nicene unity. Similarly, Athanasius, around AD 350, in On the Incarnation, says Scripture suffices for the truth. Yet he also wrote Festal Letter 39 in AD 367, affirming the Church's role in defining the canon. Hardly a Bible-only position. This clashes with the Protestant claim of "I just follow the Bible." That apologetic, resembling "I just follow the Quran," relies on sola scriptura, formalized by Luther in AD 1525 in Bondage of the Will, and later by John Calvin. Luther's dismissal of James as straw in his AD 1522 preface to the New Testament, and Calvin's view of self-authenticating scripture in Institutes both reject tradition, recognizing only their individual authority. The Fathers, by contrast, saw the Church as Scripture's guardian. The early Fathers also couldn't claim Bible only when the New Testament canon wasn't finalized until the 4th century AD. Think the Council of Carthage, AD 397. They relied on oral tradition and church authority. Protestants later rejected both, which aligns more with Islamic textualism. Servetus's use of the Quran in Christianismi Restitutio, AD 1553, shows the extreme, a Quran-only move to reject the Trinity, showing a drift toward Islam within the Reformation. From a Nicene perspective, Scripture and tradition are inseparable. The Fathers' model safeguards unity. Bible-only claims have fractured church unity with competing, contradictory theologies. There's no evidence of an early Christian Bible-only stance. The Fathers tie Scripture to tradition, and cherry-picked quotes don't hold up in context.